Bonjour. Je m'appelle Sarah Endline. J'ai visité from New York. Je suis a New Yorker, but vive la France. So I'm really excited to moderate this panel today because they're rock stars and all have a very different perspective. Before I start, I just want to launch my new shoes, painted by Cedric, an artist in Paris. So they're brand new for NFT Biarritz, and everyone should have artistic sneakers. That's my personal view. As for me, I'm moderating. I am a serial entrepreneur. I was at Yahoo in Silicon Valley during Web 1, launching products, so I've been in the internet a long time. I then launched a company selling cacao and chocolate at Whole Foods around the United States. And now I'm a fellow and entrepreneur in residence for Harvard Business School, and I work with all sorts of entrepreneurs, and I am also working on new ideas in Web3 and the consumer digital goods space. So, enchanté, and it's great to be here. So I will very quickly mention who they are, but then they're going to do their own introduction as well. We'll start with Stan, and what I can tell you about Stan is he is a founder and he is really looking out for all of the creators. So I think you'll hear that from Stan today on the panel. We also have the founder of the social network with us. This is clearly an entrepreneurial crew. Tomy will take the perspective, I think, as a founder, but also transformation is one of his words. And so we want to make sure we really think about how NFTs are transforming the business world. Dylan, who just joined us, is going to represent royalty on our panel. He'll tell you more about that and his cool project with the Prince of Venice. So we have some royalty on the panel. And then our last speaker is Clément, who has a layer 1 blockchain, deep in technology, Parisian, and so another amazing perspective to the panel. So I'm going to go back to Stan, who can add to that introduction, and then we're going to go straight to questions, and hopefully we will have some time for audience questions, so please think of them. We're coming to you if we can. So Stan, would you like to add to your introduction?
Hi. So yes, I've founded 2 platforms. One is dedicated to crowdfunding for content creators, and I've launched a few months ago Kalart, which is a NFT marketplace, but we do marketplace only in euro. We don't use crypto money, and we want to be a gate to enter in the Web3 universe. So it's pretty enough.
Merci, Stan. Tomy.
Oh, hi. I'm the co-founder of and yes, it's a Web3 social network with all stuff of a social network, like posts, messages, comments, reactions, and wallets inside the app, NFTs, we can mint in one click, and everything you can find in Web3. So we have mixed social network, like Instagram, with all Web3 stuffs, with many blockchains and many tokens.
Merci. Clément.
Hi. Thank you very much, Sarah, for the invitation. So I'm Clément. I'm co-founder of Ternoa. Ternoa is a layer 1 blockchain dedicated to utility NFTs. But today I have more an operational role as a CEO of Capsule Corp Labs, and which is like the main integrator of the Ternoa chain. And the goal of Capsule Corp Labs is to help companies, it could be Web2 companies, but also Web3, like native startup, to build on our ecosystem and to try to deliver product NFTs on our chain and to have a success together.
Merci, Dylan.
Hi everyone. So here I'm here to introduce you to the Royal Land project, which is a Web3 game, a Royal Monarchy Web3 game, sorry. And basically you own your NFT, your avatar, which means you can live, work, have social interaction and economic interaction with other people of the community, and that's it.
So Dylan, before we talk specifically more about Royal Land, tell us a little bit about you, your background.
Basically, I'm an entrepreneur since I'm 17-year-old, and I'm in the Web3 industry since like 2 years ago, and I had the opportunity to help several projects to launch their go-to-market strategy, and here I am.
Cool. LFG. Okay, I'm going to bounce back to, let's start this time with Clément. What's great about this panel is you have very different backgrounds and you're kind of going after NFTs in different ways. And so, how many people own an NFT in the audience? How many people feel new to NFTs? How many people feel advanced in NFTs? Okay, so a few, all of you advanced. So what I want them to do is kind of share like a case study, a story of how they're using they're using NFTs to transform business, so that you can think about maybe where you want to play or where you're already playing or where you can partner. So let's start with Clément. How are you using NFTs to transform business?
So to understand what we're doing, it's very important to understand what is our vision of NFTs. If we look at the recent past years, we have seen a lot of NFTs collection that pop up on main marketplace like OpenSea, etc. And the first trend was all about collectible and art market. And if you look at values that underlies all these NFTs, it was mainly based on the notion of scarcity. And our vision and why we decided to build Ternoa and this blockchain dedicated to NFTs is that in the future, NFT will not only rely on the value of scarcity, but more and more on utilities. And when I say utilities, it's like, okay, it's a new numeric format of tomorrow, like JPEG or stuff like that. And why it is a radical transformation? It's because it's all about digital ownership. I would say that in real world, we want to own objects that we are buying. Like if I buy a house, I want to own this house, and I buy water, etc. We have this notion of digital of ownership, which is very important in our daily interactions in economics, but also in social. And what is very surprising when you are looking about like the web world and the digital world is that we don't have any digital ownership of anything. For instance, take example like Deezer. We can have like music on Deezer, we can listen music on Deezer, but we don't own music on Deezer. Which means that if tomorrow I decided to stop my account, I can lose everything I like. And the idea of NFTs and the idea of utility NFTs is to give the possibility, thanks to this new format, to give a true digital ownership of any digital objects that we can manipulate in the digital world. And we know that today we are spending more and more time in digital world. It could be video games, but it can also application like to listen music or to watch TV like Netflix, etc. And it will transform all our interactions with this digital world. And that's why I think it's truly very interesting use cases, these utility NFTs that brings a true digital ownership.
Ownership is obviously a huge issue in Web3. And if you were here this morning, how many people started the day here? Yay, I did. And clearly Web3 and ownership is a key theme. I heard recently someone say that you could own a piece of the internet through Web3. So I think it's a big, big idea, really important. And I can tell you when I was in Silicon Valley during Web1, we were not talking about people owning a piece of the internet. We were talking about dial-up and broadband, and can we get them an email account, and will they come to the internet? So we're in a very different, exciting world. I'm going to go next to Dylan. How are you using NFTs to transform business?
I think there is really two parts how NFT transform businesses. The first one is all the tech part, and the second one is all the people and emotional part. I'll start with the first one, so tech. So as I said, Clément, the ownership, the blockchain, data privacy, decentralization is one part. And the second is all the emotional part with people. And what I mean is community, job that create, and all the perspective for the future it brings for people.
So let's talk a little bit about Royal Land. I heard the clip during the pitch of the prince, and I think you said
Yes.
you're taking people behind the scenes of royal life. Tell us what's happening.
So, didn't understand really your question. Could you repeat?
Tell us more about Royal Land, like what emotional experience you're trying to create.
So we really want to bring emotional experience with NFT and gaming experience. We really want to bring all the community together, and it's really a community game. So, for example, in the Royal Land, if I am a farmer, I have to collect my carrots. I have to sell it to the merchant, and maybe the baron or the duke will buy them. You know, so it's very important to us to bring all that community together. Yeah.
So why has the prince collected, I saw a bunch of royal families. Why has he collected these families to create Royal Land?
To bring trust, you know, because people in the Web3 need trust. You cannot say, guys, I'm building a Web3 game, but without trust. So we are here, all the team of the Royal Land. That's why he's here, not physically here, but you know what I mean. And all the royal families too.
That's cool. Maybe next time by hologram, we'll
Yeah.
bring the prince. That would
By
be
VR.
great. I don't know, are there organizers here? Next year, holograms, please. Thank you. S'il te plaît. Stan, you're next. How are you using NFTs to transform business?
I believe that we have seen since many years digitalization of the world, and even for businesses. Now we use Slack, we use Discord, we are doing a lot of video, and so now, in fact, you have a lot of things that you do through the internet, through many different kind of numeric activities, and as Clément said, now you have also the ownership. The ownership is also digitalized, and that's why NFT brings something really new. And I believe that it improves our relation with brand. It gives more capabilities to brand to create community and things like that. So it creates a new world, in fact, but it's a continuous world with what we know. Sorry for my English, but
No, it's great. My French is, I say, super tragique. So, can I say that? Super tragique? Anyway, Stan, back to you. You really like defend creators. You stand up for creators. Do you have an example of someone you've worked with that's feeling like their business has totally changed?
it's a long trip, I believe. We are starting to work with creators, but they also have their own habit with their social media, and I believe Tomy can speak a lot about this. But there is it's a long way to explain how NFT work. Why should we use NFT or things like that. So it's step by step, and that's why we have created Kalart. The goal of Kalart is to start with NFT, but not using crypto money, because crypto money are hard to understand sometimes. They create fear, and we believe that if we go step by step, we can engage more people, engage more companies doing NFT, and at the moment I have no creator with big appetence for NFT. I think companies understand better how they should move to NFT because they have a long-term vision, they have a long-term strategy, and it's easier for them. For example, we work with Media Participation, which is a French company. It's a major company in books. They produce a lot of books, and so they want to do NFT to make, how do you say in English? But in fact, they sell the first draw of books, of bande dessinée. So they sell the first draw of bande dessinée, and now the drawers are working with computers. They need to sell something else, but something digital. So they are using NFT to follow the trend of digitalization. Because even for a drawer, for someone who draw and create art, now they work more and more with computer. So NFT is quite obvious on the evolution.
Merci, Stan.
Sorry.
And I repeat, je parle super tragique français. Okay, we're almost to Tomy. I will just add a quick example because I was with Beeple at his NFT art opening with his family. And he had never had an art opening in his life. And he doesn't really paint. But from even talking to his parents, he just was doing art at his computer. You know, this is not a new idea for him, right? He grew up with what Christie's would explain as art and canvas with pixels. So not canvas using paint, canvas using pixels. And that's really this digital art evolution that we're seeing is more and more people just grow up and they never have a paintbrush ever. And Beeple's truly an example of that.
And yes, and it's not it's not a bad artist. It's not because you don't use paintbrush, you are not good, and it's not because you are using a computer, you are not good. Computers are great, they can maybe improve your skills, but I mean, if you give me a computer or a paintbrush, I'm not able to do anything. Even if I have a computer, the computer is only a way to do art, and I'm not able to do art. I'm not an artist, and because some people say, okay, but with a computer everything is easier. No, it's false. You have to have you need to have the skills to be able to do something even with a computer, and so it's very important to understand this and to accept that it's not because it's digital that it's easy to do or it's easy to access. No, it's always very difficult. But technology makes it easy, but it's not easier.
Yes, and since we're in France, of course, we should talk about the Mona Lisa and Da Vinci, who was technically advanced, right, to create that kind of painting that's still so iconic today. And when you sit around Beeple or watch his work, for me, I was thinking, is he our Da Vinci? Is he our Da Vinci? Is he that technically advanced artist that's like ahead of his time? We'll find out. Well, we won't find out. We'll be in heaven, so we won't know. But it's an interesting idea to think about. So, Tomy, who has a really cool company named Smartness, so he's going to tell us really all the cool ways that NFTs are transforming business.
I will try, really. I think, okay, the NFTs transform businesses. Okay, the NFTs will transform the clothes industry. You will buy some polo or T-shirt with great company like Lacoste or Louis Vuitton or everything, and you will buy the NFT too. Okay, so for these companies, NFTs will transform businesses. Okay, but I think it's important to say that NFTs will create jobs too. A little example, just a little boy of my family was who have 11 years old can sell his drawings on TikTok or on any other social network. Now he can sell his drawings because some people like to buy NFT, like to buy something. It's more difficult to buy any JPEG file, you know. It's some difficult to buy just a screenshot or just a photo. But it's easier to buy an NFT for people who knows the blockchain technology. Because if you want to buy an NFT, you need a wallet. And it's not easy to have a wallet. But in few years, when anybody will have a wallet inside his smartphone, because it will come, obviously, many young people or people aren't knows by anybody like big influencers or will be able to sell their creations because there is NFTs. So I think NFTs transform not only businesses but the society too.
Yes, for sure. Amazing. And make sure you stay for the next panel because Remy is amazing, Swan is amazing. They're going to have more examples of building community and for sure transformation. So don't go anywhere. This might be our last question. We're running out of time. I want to go to the audience if we can. Who would like to share an example that they've seen from another company that they respect of how NFTs are impacting business?
I can start if you want. I'm not very objective because they are a friend of mine, but it's a team of MetaFight. I think they really they are expert on how NFT can transform businesses. You know, all the community part, all the value shared, all the money shared. They are really doing a great job, and I invite you everyone to see the job. Sorry. And it's really good. It's really good.
It's okay to promote a friend. You disclosed it.
Yes, I can speak about MetaFight, but I think it will be too much. But
no, you can.
Too much for now. But no, more generally speaking, if we just look like an industry, like video games, which is very interesting because, again, I insist, it's all about digital ownership. And if you look at trend in this video games industry, it is very interesting because we observe that two things, that there is a lot of startups that want to jump in this industry and create new experiences based on NFTs and the possibility to own your digital asset, like a sword or stuff like that. But also to create like incentive, like with DeFi or stuff like that, and create new way to play, like play and earn game, play to earn games, etc. But it's not only Web3 because we observe also a lot of traditional Web2 video games companies that try to jump in this world by creating new video games based on NFT or just by adding NFT in their video games because from my point of view, mainly video games companies have understood that it will be the future, because thanks to NFTs, you will have the opportunity to transfer assets from one game to another one, to create cross-communication between games, to create interoperability between games, and it could add a lot of value for players, but also for games editors. So for me, it's one of the simplest example video games, because it's directly linked to manipulate digital assets or stuff like that, to understand what is going on with NFT, generally speaking, and all the opportunity it can create for both Web2 companies and startups.
Cool. Stan.
And also, I don't have any company name, but about you spoke about music before, and in ticketing, I believe that NFT have a lot of to do, because now you can buy a ticket in NFT, like for example today, and I believe that what you can transfer, the emotion you can give with an NFT is really better than with a QR code. So I believe that in all the ticketing space, all concert and this kind of stuff, NFT will bring new asset and new way to interact with the public.
Merci.
And to add the last thing, I think it's important to say to speak about NFT can create possibility. And now I will not speak about one company and one name, but you can buy a La Joconde, but just a part of a picture, just a part of an art creation. And now with some companies, you can buy just a part of a building because of NFT. So NFT transform businesses and create new possibilities. You can put a ticket in an NFT, but it's a full ticket inside an NFT. But you can buy a brick of a global building because it's an NFT. You can buy a house with your friends because NFTs transform businesses and society.
I bought a particle of a Banksy painting, so I agree with that. Okay, we have 2 minutes. If there's a fast question, oh, no fast question. Okay, we're going to create a POAP. Does everyone know what a POAP is? Proof of attendance.
Good example
Today.
of utility NFTs.
And so we're going to have, I'm making a POAP right now. So we need to kind of, can you wave? I'm going to take a picture of you. This is proof of attendance. Proof of panel? Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we have at least 1 to 2 minutes left. Last comment, anyone can start that you want to share with the audience before we close today.
Very large question. No, I really believe that we're all gonna make it, and I believe that NFT, it's not a matter of does NFT exist, is it going to work? I believe now the answer is yes, and now it's only a matter of when, how, but I'm sure it already exists, and we are all here just to come.
So WAGME, not when are we going to make it. We are going to make it WAGME. Thank you, Stan. Tomy.
Okay, thank you everyone to believe to Web3, and because we are going to build these beautiful things. Thank you.
Cool, beautiful things, believe.
I would add, be patient, because it takes a lot of time to create like immersive experiences with anything in digital, with NFTs, with smooth experiences, etc., with true utilities. So we have some good start of a lot of starters, a lot of projects, but maybe it will be in 3, 5, 7 years that NFT could be truly part of our day-to-day life.
Thank you, Clément. Super important. Be patient. It's a marathon, not a sprint, is what we would say in New York. And for sure, it's not about pumping and dumping and launching your project and going away the next week. It's a long-term game. Thank you.
I think they said everything, so I'll just add, don't forget to scan your QR code for the Royal Land whitelist. Thank you.
There, Royal Land White Lao list, great. Don't forget to scan it. Thank you guys so much. Merci beaucoup. You were a wonderful audience.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you.
very much.
Merci.